Well, take a look. Behold, this is a Carenado Beech Baron B58. It is not a standard Carenado Beech Baron B58. Instead, it has had the magic, the wizardry of the reality expansion pack from Simcoders applied to it. It is just out today, as in just hours ago. And if you're not familiar, what reality expansion packs do is they take the ordinarily rather attractive Carenado visual models and they refine the sometimes not so perfect Carenado flight models. And they overlay their own flight model on it. They build some custom friction modeling. They do engine modeling and failure modeling and all sorts of things, implement a walk around. They make it so that you have to actually kind of know how to get the plane prepped and ready to go, else bad things will happen. Anyway, we're on the ground at, and I don't know which one it is, at Lufker and Spadaro Field here on the southern eastern portion of Long Island here in New York. And the reason why I say I don't know is because Lufker and Spadaro are two conjoined, as you can see, airfields here. Separately owned, jointly perhaps operated. You notice they've got a little dirt path taxiway in between them. One is a not especially long grass strip, and the other is an even shorter asphalt strip. And it's also notably, as you can see right here, narrow. I think it's about 40 feet wide. So it's not a sort of strip to land on if you fly like I do. That is, if you have trouble every now and again finding the center line, which I certainly do. I believe this is done by Aerosoft, but I bought it a little while ago. I don't remember. And I've also got ortho scenery here. And what we're going to do is we are going to take the Baron out for its first flight. The flight model was done by a compadre of mine, Rush or Alan, of Aerosim Gaming, who is an inveterate complainer about airplane flight models, and he is an accomplished pilot on his own. The difference between him and most inveterate other complainers, such as myself, is that he actually flies planes frequently and maintains them more frequently and knows aircraft engineering and aerodynamics, unlike yours truly, who simply knows how to be an inveterate complainer. And so he really knows his stuff. And he's produced a spectacular flight model for this thing. Anyway, to let you know what this thing does, let me just turn off the avionics here. I'm going to need them in a second for that fuel flow meter, but just turn all this crap off at the moment. And what Reality Expansion Pack does is it supplies a checklist, maintenance hanger that lets you make sure everything is up to snuff. And the battery is dead, so let me just recharge that. Everything else seems to be good. Anyway, the battery's dead because I probably left the lights on, or the battery on when I parked the thing, and it even holds its settings when you do that. So if you leave the battery on and then you leave the plane and you leave X-plane even for more than a certain amount of time, the battery dies. So anyway, let's just do a little quick walk around here. And actually, let me just set the weight and balance here. I'm going to set some rear baggage here just to get our we've got a little bit of a forward CG, and I want to bring that back a little bit. So let's, I don't know exactly how much it holds, but yeah, it's nice. Get it right in the middle of the envelope, and let's get some fuel in it. Why not? A little forward now. Get some people in the rear seats. We're at a fairly marginal strip, so put some women and children in the back, because God knows we have to certainly risk other lives in doing this. And looks like I'm a little bit over my limits here, so let me just put a little less baggage in here and give us a little less fuel. Not 607, but 60. There we go. And that's actually shifting our CG just a little bit far back. Put some skinnier people here. You know what? Let's put them here. Okay, get rid of these. This is not obviously a Cessna Caravan or anything that can, or a de Havilland Beaver that can really haul the freight. And already as it stands, we're going to have a lot of trouble getting out of this field, but let's just see. Bim, bam, boom. Apply that. That's good. Anyway, what I am doing today is I was just out with some friends and back home right now to do laundry and make videos, but I've had a couple cocktails, so I'm going to do what Tom Wolfe in The Right Stuff would describe as, let me show you what this place looks like. That's not what it's supposed to look like. That's supposed to be the tower view. Well, that's the rear view. Alright, well, get to see my feet. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Not sure how that got assigned to that, but anyway, I've been indulging. While we're at it here, let me just reset things so that I can adjust my heading bug here with my joystick. Alright. The new version of X-Plane will actually be searchable here, so you don't have to remember where everything is, and you know what? This is going to be completely, utterly, totally impossible. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bind my two joystick hat switches, left and right, respectively, to heading up, heading down, and heading up. And as you can see, this is idiotic and inscrutable, whereas the new version of the interface will be searchable, so you can just type in heading and it will take you to the appropriate set of commands. So it won't be quite as opaque as this. Let's see. Operations. It could be an autopilot, or it could be in radios. It could be an operation. It could be anywhere. So I'm going to go, or instruments. I'm going to go with instruments. There we go. All right, let's see. And will it be HSI heading up? Will it be... This is why people hate X-Plane. Fortunately, they won't have too much longer to hate it. I will bet you now it's an autopilot. Although why it should be there instead of there, I don't know, because it is a bug on an instrument. But sync down, barometer, decision height. Oh boy. That's still instruments, so we'll do autopilot. HSI select. Nav 1, Nav 2, flight director on, off. Heading. Alright, which one did we set? At least we know now. Heading down, open. Yes, okay, so heading down, there, and heading up should be there. And now, it's backwards. We'll fix that. I've got my heading up key and it's doing heading down. Sorry. I'll get back to the evening out reference in a minute, but let me just get these keys bound. And I should have done this before I started the video, but it'll give you a chance to see how to do it in the shitty, crippled version of X-Plane, and it'll be something to look back on with a little nostalgia when X-Plane 11 hits, which I hope is in a matter of weeks. Alright, so actually it should not be there, and it should not be there. It should actually be buttons, advance, heading up, open, autopilot heading up, and autopilot, come on. Autopilot heading down, open. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. That should work. So now, and it's still not working. Alright, well, we'll skip it, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, was out earlier this evening with some friends pursuing what would be, if I had a car, and I don't, and I'm not about to do it, and I don't recommend it to anyone, would be, as Tom Wolfe put it in The Right Stuff, the holy coordinates of flying and drinking and drinking and driving. And let me quote you the relevant passage from his book. From page 28. More fighter pilots died in automobiles than in airplanes. Fortunately, there was always some kindly soul up the chain to certify the papers, a line of duty so that the widow could get a better break on the insurance. That was okay and only proper, because somehow the system had long ago said skull, and quite right, to the military cycle of flying and drinking and drinking and driving, as if there were no other way. Every young fighter jock knew the feeling of getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep and then waking up at 5:30 a.m. and having a few cups of coffee, a few cigarettes, and carting his poor quivering liver out to the field for another day of flying. There were those who arrived not merely hungover but still drunk, slapping oxygen tank cones over their faces and trying to burn the alcohol out of their system and then going up, remarking later, "I don't advise it, you understand, but it can be done, provided you have the right stuff, you miserable pudknocker." Now, miserable pudknocker that I am, I don't know if I have the right stuff, and actually I've had all of one Manhattan and a glass of wine in me, so over the span of 3 hours, I'm not even sure I qualify for the holy coordinates. I'm not even sure I qualify for anything except miserable pudknockerdom. But that aside, we should get started here. And because this is a faithfully coded simulation of the engines in this plane, and I don't remember whether they are Continental or Lycomings. I'm sorry, they are 6-cylinder horizontally opposed air-cooled engines that started life in the mid-1960s, and because they are aviation engines, they haven't been changed a hell of a lot. But let's get going. So what we're going to do first is turn on our battery. I've already got panel lights on, and as you can see in the Carenado tradition, they're very good. We're going to bring our props, our mixture to full rich, and our throttle fully open. We're going to turn on the avionics so we can see this fuel flow meter, although we could also do the same thing right here. And we're going to go until we see fuel flow on there. 1 and 2. Come on. Alright, I've probably over primed this engine here, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll start number 1 first, even though, well, it doesn't really matter which one we start. There are no hydraulics coming off of each. Doesn't really matter. And I don't know what the custom is, but we'll turn off our avionics now so we don't roast them. And we will turn our beacon on, warn people. We'll shout clear, and we'll see if we can make number 1 go. Might have trouble, who knows. Yeah, I overprimed it. Alright, well, there is a cure for that, but before we do that, let's just start number 2 here. And let's see if the door blows shut. I don't think it will. But on A to A planes and on real planes, when you start up, well, you know what? Where the propeller is, there might be enough slipstream. I don't know. Alright, anyway. Let's get... Alright, well, that was correct. Alright, so we'll let that cook. Let that warm up, and in the meantime what we will do is we'll fully open the throttle here, and we'll just crank number 1 until it, there we go, until it clears some of the fuel from it. And we'll get our alternators on. That extinguishes. This is the propeller sync indicator, or the I just forgot the name of it. It's got a funny name, like Governator or something like that. The other thing about this airplane is, let me just get a little bit buttoned up here. The other thing about this airplane is that you can set it so that the I'll turn on the avionics here, so that the engines wear at different rates. So just like in a real plane, the you've got 2 engines, and they are 2 very slightly different engines, which is pretty cool. Just spin this down to 0, and we're going to be flying today. Pretty short flight here out of southern Long Island. And what we're going to do is, this is really my first time flying the airplane. I've been up in it a little bit, but I have not done a whole lot of work in it. What we're going to do is we are going to fly towards New Haven, and we're going to come back along Long Island Sound, go to Bridgeport, then go up. New Haven is where the Connecticut River is, as you can see right here. And we'll go this way until we hit the Housatonic River. And we will fly north until the Housatonic and the Naugatuck River branch off, and we're going to follow the Housatonic, which goes all the way up through Massachusetts. It is one of the most beautiful places this time of year because of the leaves. And it's just beautiful. And we will go towards Candlewood Lake right here, go to the south of the lake. We're going to be following I-84 right here. We're going to make the turn at Sandy Hook. This is 84, and then 7 branches off from it. We're going to follow 84 to the south of Danbury. Look for the mall. Look for a little lake over here, right there. And we're going to land in Danbury. Let me just see what the weather is like where we are. The landmarks along the way, we're going to fly right over Calverton Executive, which is the old Grumman-Peconic plant, which is where they made F-14s. It's now a private airfield for very, 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 very rich people. Anyway, go over the sound, which is the perfect thing to do in an airplane you're unfamiliar with, is get over a large body of water. And then we'll fly along the coast, as we said. We're going to look for Bridgeport Airport. We're going to turn at the river. And Pilotage is simply looking outside and looking for landmarks and flying that way. And that's what we're going to do. I've got ortho scenery, so it should be fairly simple. What we could do if we were really anal is we could program in Carmel VOR, and I don't know why, but a beautiful lady who grew up there assures me that it is pronounced Carmel, not Carmel. Then again, she has a mischievous, mischievous twinkle in her eyes whenever she says it, so maybe she's just bullshitting me. I don't know. We will fly at 6,500 feet just so that we can get high enough to be able to glide safely, possibly, to safety in the event of we screw everything up here. And apart from that, I think we're good to go. What we'll do is got a Garmin 650 here. Let's just do a little flight plan, as it were. We're not in Brookhaven. We are in let's see, 1N2. So insert before. 1N2. Not found. Let's see if 49N. Oh, you know why? I'll bet you it's going to demand a K. I bet you it will. Watch this. Shouldn't, but it does. And that's a quirk of X-Plane's database. K 1 N. Maybe not. Let's see. Nope. All right. So we'll enter 49N and see if it finds it. Well, how do you like that? Let's try K49N. Nope, not going to do it. All right, so we'll say Brookhaven. No, you know what we'll say? We'll say Calverton. All right, find nearest Calverton, not Brookhaven. Remove. Add waypoint. We'll do K. We'll do KDXR to Danbury. That'll get us there direct if we have to, or direct leave. DXR. So that'll be our flight plan. And we'll add a waypoint. Only we'll do it here. Insert before. And we'll do HVN. See how much nicer this is than using the knobs in the GNS, and this is the hard way. The GTN 750, you don't have to do this. It has keys already up all the time for all of it. So HVN, and then we'll go to BDR, Bridgeport. We're not really going to need to do this anyway, but nonetheless. Alright, well that'll just get us a little flight plan here. And we're not going to Turkey, we're going to Bridgeport, Connecticut. That's done. Alright, looking good. And now we have a magenta line in a second. As soon as we activate this leg. Activate this leg? No, I can't because it thinks that's our origin. So, all right, we'll just screw that up. Screw that around a little bit. All right, there we go. So now, if you look on the map, well, you'll see in a second, our magenta line starts nowhere. All right, well, we'll figure that out. Oh, I see why. We're pointed this way and we're track oriented, so that's fine. Alright, cool. I do like the 750 a lot better. Alright, anyway, checking our T's and our P's. They are all good. So that is cool. Turn on our taxi lights right now. Alright, that is good. I'm not going to do any run-ups at the moment just because my controls are so crappy that I will accidentally, doing a magneto check, I will probably shut down the engine, and I don't want to put you through that. So, set flaps to 1 notch. And this is going to be a classic soft field takeoff. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the nose up kind of sooner rather than later, and then we're going to stay in the ground effect for a little while and build speed that way. Not a lot of wind to speak of. What we'll do is in a second we'll get our altimeter here. Alright, now you can see it's not a whole hell of a lot to work with here, so we'll work on that. Anyway, altimeter is going to be, well, there is none here. Let's get it as close as we can. 3021. Alright. Let's get our heading set up just in case we want to use the autopilot. And, well, that works. And that works in reverse. Okay, well, that's good. In any case, we'll arm an altitude. 6,500. Alright, we'll arm that. And we are squawking standby. We actually need to squawk altitude. Done, done, and done. That should be cool. This is largely irrelevant, and except to tune a nav 1, and actually to tune a nav 1, let's tune Carmel, and that is 116.6, and we're going to be looking at about the 055 radial, so 116.6. And we can easily set that here by holding down this dingus. And there's our nav. And we'll set that, and look at how easy this is. And enter. Was it 116.6? Because it should identify it. Yeah, only we're not close. When we get close, it will identify it. So that much is cool. And let me just make sure I've got the weather set up right, because it seems awfully benign, given the kind of wind we've been experiencing here. So, that's why. There we go. However, plugins. Let's go to SkyMax Pro. Real world weather. Always. That's cool. Plugins. NOAA weather. Configuration. Okay, that's fine. And finally, SkyMax Pro. That's fine. That's good. And make sure everything is loaded up. Bim, bam, boom. Oh, you know what? That's fine. That's doing its own thing. All right, that's cool. So you can see from the windsock over here, it's not especially challenging. And let's just turn off our taxi lights. Turn on our landing lights. Check our trim. A little too much nose up trim here. There we go. Done. Done. Take one last look around before we slip the surly bonds of Earth. And let's go. All right, so I'm going to get the nose up pretty quickly. And then I'm going to build speed right there. And up we go. So that's kind of a marginal strip for us. I'm going to pitch for best climb, which is about 105. Best rate. Trim. Bring the power to... reasonably keep it about there without thraping anything to death. Up come the flaps, down comes the nose, in comes the trim. Fly mostly to the north here till we hit New Haven. Just adjusting our engines a little bit till I get our props synced. Thing hand flies like a dream. Just gonna bring the props back slightly. Bring the power back slightly. All right, there's Calverton right there. And we're those are, well, the prop's down to about 23. There we go. A little slow in the climb, but boy, the performance is pretty damn good. Manifold pressure is about 23 as well. And away we go. The airplane is very, very well behaved. It's responsive, but it's not crazy. More so I can fly by my fingertips. That's a bit much. All right, there we are. All right, let's see what she'll do. Says as he funfers all over the sky here. Let's try that again. Go on damper in there. Up to, there we go, up to 6,500 feet. Well, there we go. Flight director actually works. That's good. And we are on our way. A little bit to the left of track. Go to heading select mode, see if that works. Just to intercept our course here. It's a little aggressive. Now I'm just going to lean out the engines a little bit. You'll notice how they are different from left to right here. And that's because these engines have personalities. Bring the props back a little bit more here. And turn on our prop sync. Now, prop sync only works if your props are almost synced already. So, and we're just making our way towards New Haven. Alright, so I'm going to switch it into nav mode, and you'll see it sort of moves more aggressively to acquire our track, but that's fine. We're right smack in the middle of Long Island Sound right now. Although I think if the engine were to die, I'd probably head back this way. It's less populated, and the beaches are smoother to land on. These are vortex generators, by the way. It's to keep the airflow attached nicely in a laminar fashion to the wing. And those are static wicks here for static electricity, and they do vibrate. I swear the name for this thing is really gimmicky sounding, like a synchronator or something. I just, for the life of me, don't remember. The tenderizer, the blenderizer, I don't know. Damn it, I should know. The synchro comparator. What the hell is it called? Damn it. It's gonna bug me. Synchrophaser. There you go. I knew it was a gimmicky name. Alright, so anyway, we're coming up on New Haven and Tweed New Haven Airport right here. We're going to hook a left and we're going to go to that river delta, which is the Housatonic River. This is the Connecticut. If you take this further north, we'll get to Hartford and Bradley Airport, and we don't really want to do that, so screw that. Look at that! It's got it all plotted out for us, but we're gonna do this by eyeball. You can see the airport coming up right here. Once upon a time, you could fly a Fokker 100 out of there or a DC-9, and now you can basically only fly shitty commuter planes. Fuel coming from both. Diddle with my rudder trim a little bit. Alright, not needed. Again, this is ortho scenery. Some of the shorelines aren't perfect, and I'm going to dink with that a little bit at some point. But for the moment, it is perfectly good. As a matter of fact, it's great for being able to navigate by visual landmarks. There is New Haven, home to some of the best pizza in the world, and certainly the best. They're called clam pies. They're basically a margarita kind of pizza, only with clams. Some of them are chopped up, and others use clams in the shell. The best rendition of it, to many minds, is Frank Pepe's Pizza, and luckily there's an outlet in suburban New York, and it's damn good too. And it's damn good I have nieces and nephews, because they all want to get pizza. And, like, I'm going to tell them no. Alright, anyway, you can see it's already predicting our turn. There it is. We don't care. We're going to jut along the coastline here until we hit Bridgeport, which is there, and then make a left, and we're going to initially follow US 8 up along the river, and then we're going to make a left where it US 8 makes a right and goes up to Naugatuck, which is where they make Naugahyde. Meantime, let's see if we can see Yale. Don't know, but we can certainly see I-95, which, if you're more of a states' rights person, that would be the Connecticut Turnpike. Just a beautiful day for flying. All right, let's open this up a little bit and see what it can do. I'm just going to bring the props back a little bit and bring the manifold pressure up to about 25, and let's just see how fast we can go. Get that manifold pressurized. So we're going to come right over the top of Bridgeport Sikorsky Airport, then we'll make a right, and we will fly over right here the Sikorsky helicopter plant, which the Merritt Parkway right here goes right past, and I took that road many times as a kid, and they had, here, let me show you, They were developing these when I was a kid and building them a lot for Vietnam and things like that. And I had a plastic model of this at home. They're just so goddamn cool. Here. The Sky Crane. Look at this. Look at this amazing, ugly thing. This is where the cargo pod would go, but it was just basically totally utilitarian. I mean, look at that. This was designed like, okay, what's the minimum we need to take 2 turbine engines, massive-ass rotor, a cockpit, and a tail rotor and landing gear, and that's it. That's the whole thing. And then you could stick anything you want underneath there. Like here, they put a whole mobile Army hospital under here. God, I built this little thing. So cool. Here's the one I built. Anyway, we'd fly over those, and I would hope to see one. Here's as a matter of fact, Sikorsky Airport. The 2 pioneers in helicopter development in this country were Sikorsky and Piasecki, and of course Russians in the Soviet Union. So virtually anybody who had anything to do with helicopters was Russian or Polish. Here we go. Frank Piasecki, American engineer of Polish extraction. He designed the Vertol, or what ultimately became the Boeing Vertol or the Chinook helicopters. So now we are going to turn up the river, and you know what? Let's do this ourselves. So we'll get into heading mode here. Lose that, and we will do our own navigating here, because why shouldn't we? If I could only see the button here. Lose that. Heading. There we go. All right. So we're going to make a turn here. We've already overshot the river slightly. That's I-95 right down there. And we're cooking along nicely here, as you can see. That's the Merritt Parkway. And we're loading weather. Give it a second. Oh, please don't do this. All right, there we go. All right, so up the Housatonic we go. There is the Sikorsky plant. There is the bridge where the Merritt becomes the Wilbur Cross. Let's just get ourselves oriented. There is the Naugatuck River going off this way. Here's the Housatonic going this way. So what we're going to do is we are going to look for I-84 here. So here's where we are right now. We're literally right there. We're going to follow the river, a few bends, go to here to Sandy Hook, sadly, and we're going to fly down I-84, and then we're going to turn south. So just get sky vector back here, get the weather, 3017 and clear. Wow, let's see where the winds are. All right, the winds are perfect. 3017. Follow the river here. That's about right. Alright, so we are going to probably make our turn, if I had to guess, right about there. See where that juts out? If not here, I can't quite see if that's the bridge or that's power lines. I think it's power lines. Yeah, it's power lines. And what we'll also do is we will tune in, actually this is nav 2. Let me just turn us a little bit to the left, stay to the right of the river here. We'll tune nav 2 to 116.6. Hate this. Okay, that'll be our nav 2, and we'll come 5 degrees to the left, and we'll tune this up to 057, and we'll look for the radial crossing just in case we lose the airport. Already receiving it, so actually 055, give or take, and we're doing okay. This thing performs. Go even faster, why not? Alright, I think, I'm not sure, this could be Danbury Airport. No, it's Ansonia. Not Danbury, Waterbury. Waterbury's up here. And for 84, there we are. Okay. That's right at this little dipsy doodle here. And we're also looking for a series of lakes, which I believe is right here. That would be Candlewood Lake. There is 84. Good. All right. At least we're not totally lost. Yeah, that's going to take us right to the intersection of US 7, there's US 6 paralleling 84, and we are looking good today, Taco. That is Danbury right there. My buddy lives up here, right at Candlelight Farms, and there's a little grass strip here, which I think is probably just a touch too small for this plane. Okay, there's the interstate, as you can see. And 7 bends off this way, the interstate comes off this way, and we're going to go this way. Airport should be right about there, give or take. Maybe actually, no, you know what, right here. Matter of fact, field is in sight. There it is. That's Little Lake, and this is runway 26, which is where we're going. So we'll do a little inspection tour here, fly around just a little bit, and you know, I just forgot if it's unremarked whether it's left-hand or right-hand patterns. I think I'm doing it from memory from when I flew in here. I think it's right-hand pattern. That would make sense. Alright, so there's the intersection of 7, which goes off this way, and 84. And this is Pilotage, basically. And that certainly is the airport. So what we'll do is we'll fly off this way, right about to the edge of the lake here, over the penitentiary, which is where a lot of white-collar criminals are lodging. And we'll come down 7, cut across the lake, turn at the penitentiary, and set up a nice long lazy right base leg. And we'll do a kind of sporty descent. As you'll see, it's got a displaced threshold, and it's not the longest runway in the world. There's a hill you come down right before the airport. It's a nice, fun place to fly into. And we're actually not far from the Strip Candlelight Farms, which should be right there is the lake, and that's the Strip right there. Is it? Is it? Is it? Can't tell. No, actually we're going to go right over top of it. Can find it. As a matter of fact, it's right there. No, it's not right there. It's got a little lake. Oh, it's right there. There we go. I believe it's in the wrong place. Okay, it should be right there. Well, anyway, we have now lost the airport, so that's always fun. There we go. The lake, and there is the field, so we'll get ourselves into, and actually right there is the prison, so we'll just get rid of that, get rid of this, and get ourselves on your right base. We're going to aim for those 2 lakes right there. And as you can see, we're very high. And we're probably going to shock cool the engines right now, but who's counting? You know what? Let's get ourselves into a right. Let's get ourselves into a right downwind here. We'll come across this way. Get rid of the flight director. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Just blast our way in here, down 84. Come out to here. This is not the right way to do it, but it sure is fun. Let's lose a little speed. Keep the road there for reference. There is 400 feet, so, and we've got terrain around, so I'm just going to come back this way, and we'll get in a notch of flaps right now. Oh, this is sweet. All right, there we are. So we'll head out to those lakes again. That's about as low as I want to go. Go gear down. Landing lights on. And done. Good. Now this doesn't have the same visibility that, alright, there's our displaced threshold, you see? It doesn't have the visibility that a single engine plane has, so I'm sort of going to watch it here. Get a little bit more juice in here. Come on around. Put in our final notch of flaps. A little more power in. I'm going to blow through the center line here. Just a little bit. And I'm slow, which is inexcusable. There we go. And there's our displaced threshold, and there's our hill. Got a little bit of a wind from the left. And now we're a little fast. We'll retrim here. My first time landing this. There we go. A little more trim. Oh, this thing trims out so nicely. I'll bleed off a little speed now. Oh, that was very nice. Alright. A little back pressure, a little braking, and a little... Oh, that was sweet. Sweet, 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 and meaty. That was nice. Unfortunately, this airport is not complete. Wish it were. It's a nice airport to model. I wish somebody would do it. It's got a lot of interest around it. But anyway, that is more or less the name of that tune, and this is just a great combination. The reality expansion pack and the Coronado Baron. It's a nice, sweet, meaty airplane. I just wish it didn't have this heating plate here. I'll just cross 3.5. Fun. Lots of fun. So we come up on Reliant here. Well, it's not the world's greatest model of the hangar, but make do. Sweet. This is just a substantial airplane. If I were a doctor or a lawyer, I would be proud to die in this airplane. The other thing I neglected to do was turn off the prop sync, so that is a problem. Alright. Very nice. Wow. And let's just see what that landing looked like. I kind of like that. Wasn't perfect, but it was fun. All right, there we go. Look at us there. That's kind of sporty. There we go. Look at that. Even traffic is stopped here to watch us. Isn't that amazing? Probably flared a split second too high. Oh, I don't know. That's pretty goddamn good. Look at that. Sweet and meaty. Like a good 13-pound butt steak. If you're too old to remember that comedy routine, ask your grandparents. A comedian named Jeff Altman. Don't know why it's funny, but it's funny. Here, hold on. Don't ask your grandparents. Here you go. £18-pound butt steak, sorry.
An 18-pound butt steak, thick, rare, sweet, and meaty.
Yeah, only... hold on. Gotta sort of get the full sense of it here.
About to start. Hold on to your couch. It's a full frontal assault of unbridled lunacy from Jeff Altman.
No, here we go. That's a better one.
I can't get nothing. He ain't coming, so give me his.
I'm sorry, sir. Your name's not on the
Whoa.
That's enough of that crap. How y'all doing? Where are you guys from? Oh, that's great. You know, it is the power of God, my friends. It is the power of God. Can you feel it? Would you like to feel it? Changed your mind, didn't you, about that?
Will someone here please give me a nice bowl of mueslicks? A nice big bowl of slivery, nice grape mueslicks.
This ain't jokes, pal. I just stand here and go fucking nuts. Whew, come on home. Your hair has a permanent boner, my friend. Your hair is locked in. Hey, keep it that way. Yes? Well, the decade's over, friends. It has been for a while. 1989 wasn't a bad year. Caught up with all the evangelists. Jimmy Swaggart. Remember Swaggart?
I am so sorry. But the pussy was so good.
So they got Jim Baker too. They got Baker. They took him away. He tried to get out of it at the end by pleading insanity. Remember, he was coming to lions and tigers and bears. Oh no, lions and. I'm sorry, Mr. Baker. You're still going away for 45 years. This shit doesn't fool us. Anybody hear the testimony in that trial? It was fantastic.
My name was Jimmy Gittler, and I had talked to a number of men in the PTL who had told me personally they had seen Jim Baker give them a homosexual look.
Not a hug and not a kiss, just a look. You imagine that Baker's in the middle of preaching.
I need money. Tammy needs money. We all need money.
You know there's some big old boy sitting out there going,
hey, I believe that Baker boy is looking right over here. That's all right, Jim. You bend over, buddy. We'll drive you home.
they say you can speak in tongues. I'm going to give you a chance.
All right, now, at some point, he'll get to the butt steak.
Let me ask you, my friend, do you have some muesli for me? Do you have a nice bowl Is there one real man here tonight? Is there one real man here? Not a man among you. You're a real man, right? What'd you have for dinner, cowboy?
Lasagna.
Lasagna? I have lasagna.
You're a wimp, Daddy. A real man don't have lasagna. A real man has an 18-pound butt steak. Big and good, hot and spicy, sweet and meaty. Yee-hi, Daddy.
And dig that hair. Anyway, we do not have butt steak, but we do have the Hawaii 5-0 shot, so without further ado, coming down over that ridge line there, blind to the obstacles in front of it, daring the traffic, down on the highway to stop it. In comes the Crooked Cowboy. That is a very stable approach. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. We've even scared the birds into flight. Alright, anyway. Oh my goodness. What have I done? Oh, hello. Look out, Loretta. Alright, so you actually have to shut this plane off. Otherwise, bad things will happen. You'll run down the battery. Get that parking brake set. And there we go. Get those lights out. And actually, those starters should be there. I don't know why they popped over there. But that is the name of that tune. And I hope you enjoyed the flight. I really, really, really like this plane. And Alan at Aerosim Gaming did a fantabulous job. It just, whew, it's a hell of a lot of fun. And with I-84 and US 7 there in the background, and the Danbury Fair Mall with trees inexplicably all over it in the background, I will I'll leave you to your weekend, and thank you for watching, and see you again real soon. as the world turns. Bye-bye.